This conference will now be recorded.
This is Ahmed, and today I will do architectural webinar. Means what are the changes happen from 9i to 20c. So mostly changes happen uh, in 11g, and after that it is in 12c, 18c, 19c. So shall we begin? And if you have any questions, you can post your questions in chat room so that I can answer. Okay, so not waste time on this. So today my agenda is to discuss about the architecture of 9i, 10G, 11G, and 12C, that is actually 12.201, and 18C, that is 12.202, and 19C, that is 12.203. So 19C is the last family member of 12C, and now latest release is 20C database architecture. So I can assure you after this session, you will learn about these architecture and you can use in your daily job activities. Okay, so let's begin with 9i. As we know that 9i is very stable version and it almost run actually 10 years. This is the first version which actually run almost 10 years. It launched in 2001, then 2002 9i release 2. So that release goes till 2012 and maybe more. So in this database architecture, we have Oracle Server. So Oracle Server is basically, every DBA knows that, is a database management system which manage large amount of data so that many user can concurrently access the data at same time. And in that we have two components, one is instance, another one is database. So we focus on instance and database part in this whole session, and basically we focus on the SGA part of the instance. So we know that instance is a logical, it is a memory, and when you start your database, this memory will come, or this instance will start first, and then your database will mount and connect with this instance, and then it will open. And database contains control files, data file, redo log file. These are basically main files, and rest files are parameter file, password file, and archive log file, and many others. And in terms of instance, instance is a combination of, or consist of SGA and background processes. So both are important components. In SGA, you can see that you have shared pool, you have database buffer cache, you have large pool, you have Java pool, and redo log buffer. So in 9i, in SGA, 5 component was there, and this is the architecture. And what change happened in 9i? Actually, from 9i, your SGA become dynamic. So what is the meaning of dynamic? Dynamic means you can change memory component in running stage of your database. So that's why it's called as dynamic. Before 9i, it was not dynamic. So if suppose you want to change any database components in SGA, you need to shut down the database. First you have to change and then you need to shut down the database. But from 9i, it started dynamic. So every component has uh, special parameter, excuse me, to give the size of shared pool, database buffer cache, large pool, Java pool, redo log buffer. So the parameter are SGA, shared pool underscore size, DB underscore cache underscore size, large underscore pool underscore size, Java underscore pool underscore size, and log underscore buffer. And total SGA size basically depend on parameter. That parameter is called as SGA max size. So this is the important things happen in the 9i. And my question to all of you, how many types of database buffer cache we have. Okay, how many types of database buffer cache we have in the database? This is my first question. And second question, at a time, how many database buffer cache you can create? Yeah, guys, answer. You like to ask the question or you don't want? Then I will not waste the time. Hello, anybody is there? Say yes or no. Yes, okay. One guy can answer a yes or no. Okay, so that I feel that connection is not disconnected. Okay, see, we have 8 types of database buffer cache in 9i, and we can configure only 7 types of the database buffer cache. So this is the answer of these 2 questions, and I will not go in detail. So you can check and you can tell me in my next webinar series. Okay, so just find out what are the 8 database buffer cache, and at a time 7 you have configured. So this is dynamic SGA. So as I said that dynamic SGA will change the activity. So you can change the share pool, you can change the value of database buffer cache, you can change the value of large pool, you can change the value of Java pool. So this will come in dynamic features. Redo log buffer will not come. So dynamic means you can change the parameter without shutting down the instance. So this is the benefit which we get in the 9i. And as I said, SGA max size is the parameter which actually bound the total value of the SGA, and it allow the instance to use more memory by expanding the memory allocated for SGA components up to a maximum determined by SGA max size initialization parameter. Okay, so for optimal performance in most system, the entire SGA should fit in the real memory. So this is the DBA work to think about this and to take care about this, because if paging and swiping will happen in your database, that is very harmful for your database. So if it does not fit, if virtual memory is used to store part of it, then overall database system performance can degrade or decrease dramatically. Okay, and with dynamic SGA, actually the unit of allocation is called a granule. So granule is actually a unit of memory. So whenever you allocate the memory or internally memory allocate, so it will allocate in terms of granule, and granule is determined by the total size of SGA. So basically at the startup, Oracle read the values in the initialization parameter file, allocate virtual address space for the SGA for the life of the instance in bytes, and it query the OS memory limited, and SGA max size specify the maximum size of the SGA, and always memory will allocate multiples of granule size. Suppose if my granule size is 4 MB and I'm giving database buffer cache size is 10 MB. So how much memory will allocate to database buffer cache? Can anyone tell me? No idea. Today audience is tired or something happened? I'm saying I'm allocating database buffer cache size is 10 MB, but my granule size is 4 MB. So how much memory will allocate to my database buffer cache? It will allocate 10
8
MB
MB.
or
8
it will
MB.
allocate 8 MB? No, it will always increase the value, 12 MB. So the answer is 12 MB. Thanks for responding, Narendra. So 12 MB will allocate. So always it will give high value whatever you are asking. It will not decrease the value of your limit which you are asking. Okay. So that is the important point of in the terms of Granville. So DBA can grow as a component by alter system statements, and Oracle takes the new sizes round up to the nearest multiple of 16 MB. Suppose your Granville size is 16 MB, then it will multiply up to 16 MB. So you can take or you can add Granville to meet the target size. Now the come to the database architecture of 10G. So the only one component is actually uh, added in 10G, sorry. So that is basically this one, stream pool. Stream pool is basically is used for data transferring. As we know that the hottest data transferring technique is GG, okay, Golden Gate. But before Golden Gate, Oracle Stream was doing this task. So for Oracle Streams, it require a memory. So that's why in 10G, Oracle add a component in SGA, stream pool. So stream pool parameter component is added, and the parameter is stream underscore pool underscore size. So this one thing happen in terms of adding the components in 10G architecture. And you can see this diagram in white color. So this is a stream pool. So from 10G we have 6 memory components, and there is biggest change in 10G was automatic memory management. So it introduced automatic memory management. So it will manage whole SGA. So that is uh, we listen right now that 19C is autonomic database and a blah blah. So automation start from 9i actually. So this is the second steps in automation in 10G. So when it introduced, it manage whole SGA. When I say manage whole SGA, it means it will manage some memory components automatically. And how to check Granville size from vDollar database, Rohit? There is a column in that you can check the Granville size of your database. Good question. And there is a parameter which added in terms of automatic memory management. So SGA underscore target is the parameter. If you enable this parameter, your automatic memory management will allocated or started, and it will allocate, it will manage shared pool, it will manage database buffer cache size, and the SGA it will manage shared pool, Java pool, buffer cache, and stream pool. It will not manage keep and recycle buffer cache. It will not manage non-standard buffer cache. It will not manage log buffer. So if you see this, so here written that shared pool, Java pool, large pool, buffer cache, and stream pool will manage by SGA underscore target parameter. And as I said, keep cache, recycle buffer cache, and non-standard buffer cache will not manage. So this is the point which you remember. And also when Oracle start automatically manage the SGA, so you don't need to set every component's parameters explicitly, but Oracle say that if you want, you can set it, okay, but that value will be minus from total SGA, and remaining value will distributed among the components which manage SGA target. And also this 32 MB is permanently allocated to database buffer cache. So internally Oracle cannot take this memory. So you have to very careful when you enable automatic memory manage SGA management, but is explicitly you also setting this buffer cache. So that's why you have to be very careful about this. I hope it is clear to everyone. My pace is okay, or I am very slow or fast?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Shrikant, Naga, Rohit. So another thing is important that uh, as a DBA, you can manage by alter system command, and as long as the current memory is SGA is less than SGA max size, so database can allocate more granular until the sizes reach to SGA max size. So your SGA max size and SGA target work together, but SGA target is this and SGA target is upper boundary of your SGA. So your SGA target value will increase up to your SGA max size. So be careful for that. Okay. And we have v dollar SGA info, v dollar SGA dynamic components, v dollar SGA resize ops. So these are the view which actually to search about SGA and SGA components sizes, SGA component dynamic sizes, SGA resizes operation. So you can get these information from this. Now come to database architecture 11G, which is best database after the 9i, and it has multiple things, but in that Oracle did not add anything, only it add result cache. Okay, if you see, come to here, this result cache, this internal component is added in shared pool, and this result cache is two type. One is server result cache and another one is client side result cache. So this internal components added in the architecture, and this result cache basically stores your results of your query. So by this feature you can stop the soft parsing also, so your database can performs better. Till 10G we know that we should avoid the hard parsing, and we should make the database in such a way that our soft parse is more, so your database performance will increase. But from 11G you can also eliminate the soft parsing by this feature. Okay, and also you can enable the server side result cache will reside on the server, and client side result cache is reside on the client. So you can enable by two way, so it enhance the performance in 11G. And this is the more colorful picture. So now your SGA becomes like this of 11G. So see that default buffer cache 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you have 7 database buffer cache at same time, and 8th buffer cache is 8K. But this buffer cache you cannot explicitly create because this 8K is used by the default buffer cache. So that's why I said to you we have total 8K buffer cache, but at present you can create only 7. I hope you get the answer. Those who don't know how client result cache works, that is not part of this webinar. That is very detailed. So later in other webinar, I will try to cover this. So I will planning to go for SGA component. So in that I will discuss about more, because here I cannot discuss, because SGA component explanation I can take up to 10 hours. So that is too much. So that's why sorry for today, but I'm planning to go for this SGA. Okay, so now another important thing happened in 11G, that is automatic memory management, which manage SGA and PGA both. So that is drastic change and relief for the DBA in terms of a tuning purpose. So here when 11G start, so you can manage SGA and you can manage PGA both. So this is very good thing in 11G. And uh, the parameter is memory underscore target, and this is memory underscore target, and this is the dynamic parameter. And maximum value you can define by memory max target. So this is a static parameter. This required the shutdown, but this is dynamic parameter, so this does not require to shut down, but you can increase up to max level if this parameter if you given. If you didn't given, so automatically memory target value will become memory max target value. So that's why you have to be careful. And also I actually light fluctuate because of that internet broadband off. So I hope, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Ahmed.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I was in memory target. So that's why whenever your lock SDA initialization parameter is true, so you cannot enable automatic memory management. So you have to set false actually. Okay, so this lock XGA basically lock hold the component in the memory so that paging and swiping will not happen. And you can enable memory management by many ways. You can for automatic management for SDA, you can do manual management for the SDA, you can do automatic PGA memory management, you can do manual PGA memory management. So you have multiple methods, and which you want in your database you can do it. Okay, so Oracle is giving facility, either you can manage manually or either you can manage automatically, but my recommendation is do task automatically so that your task will be very less. So how to enable automatic memory management? You have to start and connect the database, then you have to calculate the memory target value. So you can calculate by PGA stat view, uh, where you can get the maximum PGA allocated value, and you can determine the current size of SGA and PGA aggregate target by showing parameter target. So like this, you can do that. and compute the maximum value between the query result from step 2 and PGRT target and SGA target. Basically, the basic formula is memory target equals to SGA target plus maximum PGRT target and maximum PGA allocate. So this is the formula which Oracle gives, and many times DBA asks how memory is allocated. So for OLTP, your memory allocation SGA is different and PGA is different. And for data warehouse, your SGA and PGA has different value. This is you need to check and you have to set that. And you can set both the values in your database. And yeah, so you have the $V memory dynamic components, and you have memory target advice, which actually tell you how much memory should be allocate or you can set for memory target. So this view is very important if you are setting or creating your database. And by memories are size, you can order by your memory components in your database. Now, this is the granule chart. When your SGA size is less than or equal to 1 GB, then it is 4 MB. When your SGA size is 1 GB and up to 8 GB, then it is 16 MB. So basically, right now 16 MB is there. And if you have 8 GB, then 32. If you have 16, then 64, like that. If you have more than 128 GB SGA, then your granule size become 512 MB. So whenever you are allocating the memory components, it will allocate in terms of multiple of 512 MB. So this is the component chart of your database. And in 11G also, your shared pool, your large pool, your Java pool, your buffer cache, your stream pool is managed automatically, and your fixed SDA also. And log buffer, keep, recycle, non-standard buffer cache will not manage. And for monitoring and tuning SGA target, we have $SGA info, we have $SGA target. By that, you can check and decide the values of the component. And this is the way you can enable the automatic shared memory management. So first, you need to check these component value from dual to obtain the value of SGA target, and then you set the value of SGA target. So it means in 11G you can enable only SGA management also by setting the value of SGA target, because Oracle good quality is that Oracle never many parameters or many things it will not deprecate or de-support it. Okay, so this is the way you can enable memory SGA management in your 11G. But suppose you want to enable automatic memory management, so you need to set memory target, and if you are not setting memory target, then it will take 0, and database will take the value of SGA target on that time. So these things you have to remember that. So suppose this is SGA max size is 1200 MB and shared pool is 2, database buffer cache is 5, large pool is 200 MB, right? And you assume the query and you get a total SGA is 1200 MB and current size is 28 MB, right? So by alter system set target, you are setting this value, and rest you are means that value will be 0. Okay, so your 992 MB is minus from 1200 and it remains 208. So this is the calculation of your database memory component. So you have to be very careful if you are setting explicitly any components value. And yeah, this is the example. So here SDA max size is 1024, SDA target is 152, and DB cache size is 128. So what will happen? In that case, this value will minus and remaining value will distributed whenever it is needed. Okay. And same thing, if you set SDA target is this and large pool is this, then remaining value will be minus of this. Okay. And if you want to enable manually, so you have to set every component's values, and you need to check every time whether memory is needed or not. So manual is very difficult to handle that. And automatic PGA memory management. So as I said, 11G covers PGA also. So you have this parameter PGA aggregate target. So by that you can control, and if you omit this parameter, database chooses a default value. So with automatic PGA memory management, we know that SQL work area for all dedicated server session is automatic, and all star underscore area underscore size parameters are ignored for that session, because we know that we have bitmap area, hash area. There are many areas in PGA for your SQL. So that parameters will ignored if you enable automatic memory management. And v dollar sysstat, systat, pjstat, SQL work area, SQL work area active. These are very helpful view. By that you can check about dynamic performance of your database. And these are the columns, 3 columns which you can check from v dollar parasys, and that will report about the PGA memory in your database. So PGA use memory, PGA allocation memory, PGA max memory it will give you that. Any questions till now? And what area we are talking? These are area: sort area size, hash area size, bitmap area size, create bitmap area size. So when you enable automatic PGA memory management, so you don't need to set these component explicitly. That's why I said there you have to omit that things. Okay, star underscore area underscore size. So last values are same. So that's why we called as star underscore area underscore size. Because when you set manually, so you need to set work underscore size underscore policy is equal to manual. Then you need to set these areas explicitly and its value. So that is very difficult to manage. How many started your career from 9i, and how many started your career from 10G, from 11G, from 12C? Anyone is from 9i? Yes, Mohit Baji, you are from 8i. Umesh is 9i. Good, very good. So it means 9i I'm taking. So that is good for new guys as well as old guys also. Not in terms of age, in terms of work. Okay. So these are the views which you can check about the memory components. Okay. So I'm not going into that. These are views. And now server result cache, which I said, basically I covered that it stores in the shared pool, and it will store the value of your PL SQL as well as your SQL query result. So it will store both the result, and you can check what is the status of your result cache. So DBMS result cache is the package, and status is the procedure by that, or function by that you will get the value. And we have view result cache statistics, and we have DB result cache memory report. So that two things will give you about the value report of result cache. And if you want to flush the value, so you have DB result cache flush, which actually clear the result cache and release all the memory and back to the shared pool, because it creates inside the shared pool. And client result cache is differ from server result cache, I said, and it configure at application level, and it located in client memory, not in database memory. So this is the important difference between server result cache and client result cache. And also, excuse me, there is a smart flash cache is added in 11g. So you can say you have another cache which is actually work only on Solaris and Oracle Linux system, and it is the extension of your database buffer cache, and it is level 2 extension. So it stores database buffer cache block in the database buffer cache as well as database smart cache. So it will improve the response time and throughput. And general rule is flash cache size is 2 times of your buffer cache up to 10 times of your buffer cache. So for that you need to set the location of the file and the parameter for this smart flash cache. So from 11g you can say that we have 9 types of buffer cache. And if you enable flash database cache, so that buffer is also created. So you can say 10 types of buffer cache you have from 11g. And these are the platforms that support automatic memory management. So Linux, Solaris, Windows, HP UX, AIX. Okay. And now come to hot database version, which launched, I think, in 2013, 12.1. When it launched, anyone can confirm? Okay, thank you, Rohit. No problem. Yeah, I will launch the video on YouTube. So when 12c launched, anyone can tell me? 2013. Okay, perfect. And 12.2 launch in 2017, right? Because 12.202 launched in 2018 and 12.203 launched in 2019. So from 18 they changed the naming convention. So I hope you know that. Okay. So in database 12c, very drastic change. And what is the drastic change? This database multi-tenant architecture of 12c. So that multi-tenant architecture is based on basically a CDB. If you see CDB, that is CDB root, and you have PDB seed, and you have PDB1, PDB2, PDB3, and up to PDBN. So in multi-tenant architecture, you have container database, you have PDB seed, which basically used to create a number of PDBs in your database. And in 12.1, how many PDBs you can create? 252 or 253 or 254? Anyone can tell? And from 12.2 PDB, you can create 4096. Am I correct? Okay. In some book it is written 253 and sometime it written 252. So I'm going 250 plus, okay, to safer side. And that is the difference. So multi-tenant architecture is very vast, so I'm not going into that. So from 12c you have non-CDB architecture as well as you have CDB architecture. But Oracle had given the hint that in future you cannot use non-CDB. So in 1220C they have removed this. Okay, so from 20C onward you cannot create your database like 99, 10G, 11G, and yeah, and 12C you can create, but after 20C you cannot. Okay, Naga, thank you for your information. 253 including PDBC. Okay, and in terms of database architecture, so same thing is there overall. We have application, we have connect packet, we have listener, we have database instance, we have database. So same from 99 is coming. And what is the better thing is there, this drastic change happens in terms of database data file that related to container. So every container has root container. In that system temp user undo is there, and that shares the data of your seed BDB where system sysocs temp undo and regular PDB, and also you have application container. From 12.1 undo was common, but from 12.2 undo is separated every PDBs. So this is the another new change happen in terms of this. And in database system files, as we know that for startup we require control file, parameter file, and online dodo log file. And additional we have backup file, archive log file, flash log file, blockchain, wallet, password is compulsory, and ADR is compulsory, which is introduced in 11G. I missed that actually. So this is the feature which is very important, which is used for incident reporting and posting the problem on Oracle support window. And as I said, database instance is SGA, and PGA is related to server process. These are background and database, so no changes happen. But when I say a memory component, so this new component is added in 12C. As we know that we data stored in the database in raw format, but from in memory, if you enable, it will store in columnar format. So that will improve or enhance database performance for your select query. So this is the in-memory components, which is optional. So see that you have shared pool, flashback buffer cache is optional. This is a smart flash cache optional, and this fixed SGA is permanent. Java is optional, stream optional, shared stream, large pool optional, but redo, database buffer cache, and shared pool and fixed SGA is mandatory. So for starting the database, these components is mandatory. So if we go in shared pool, these are the internal components. So it is same as from 11G, 10G. So I'm not going into that. I will cover in separate webinar because it is very vast topic. If I cover each and everything here right now, so it will take around 3 hours to cover that. Okay, so I am skipping this, but figure I have added because you can see what is that inside the shared pool in 12C. Okay, and figure wise Oracle had done this PDF very well. So from 12C they have created almost 40 pages PDF. In that they have created this colorful picture. So I have taken from the Oracle documentation. And database buffer cache, so I'm not going into detail. Then large pool, this is the query how executed and what is the use of large pool, so I'm not going into that. And this is the in memory, and when you enable this in memory, so these components will come into the picture. So this is the separate things. I am trying to take it in separate webinar. PGA component, Now, background process. Yes, this is important. Uh, one background process is introduced is LRG. So from 12C, your database registration with listener PMON will not do. LRG will do. So I hope you know that or you don't know that. So update your knowledge if you don't know. So this is the important process introduced and many other process introduced. So I'm not going into detail. So this is very important. So that's why I am covering. And this PMAN is also introduced, and this will handle PMON. Okay. Now this ADR is introduced in 11G. It includes background trace file, health monitor report, foreground trace file, incident package, dump file, incident dumps, and alert log file. So this is particularly a tool, ADR, ADRCI. If you enable that, you will get the prompt in your database like Arman. So in ADRCI tool, you can manage these files easily. And this is for means report purpose. So this is very handy tool which introduced in 11G. And backup files, we know that we have logical backup, we have physical backup. So in logical, we do that database export input, and in physical, we have Arman. That backup we can store either on tape or either on disk. So I'm not going into detail because this is separate topics, but picture was colorful, so I have posted here. And this is the application container which comes in 12C. So like your database container, you can create application container also. So in application container, sorry, you have root, you have application seed, you have application PDB, and this application container will store in main CDB. If you see the previous diagram, on that diagram they have mentioned this application container, right? So that is important thing happen in 12C. Now new features in terms of this. So you have parallel queries and big table cache enable for serial query and parallel query. So for that, you have DB big table cache percent target parameter, parallel degree policy, and you have serial queries for you have to set this parameter. So this feature is introduced, and this is very important thing happen in 12C. You can cache your full database in your database buffer cache, but for that you require too much memory. So how you will do that? You can do that by command alter database force full database caching. So from $database you can get the value of force full DB cache things. Okay, so first you need to estimate the buffer cache size, and if your buffer cache size is enough to hold whole database in a cache, then you can do this, otherwise don't do this. So in mount mode you have to do that. So that's why this is the steps. You ensure that database is mounted, then you fire alter database force full database querying, then you enable your database. So this is the way you can do that. Same way when you set the database in archive log mode. So you have to put your database in mount mode, and you have to fire alter database archive log. So same way you have to do this. Okay, clear? And if you want to disable, so you say no force full database. So again, that thing you have to do in mount stage. Now, as I said, in memory column introduced for query performance. So in memory column stores optional portion of the SZ and store the copy of table partition and other database object, and in column store data is populated rather than row. So that is the another important thing. Storage mechanism will change. So basically it is used for improve the performance. And also from 12C you can limit the PGA. So there is the parameter PGA aggregate limit. So these are the new feature actually that is not related to any architectural changes, but it is added. Actually, this webinar I had given in Nepal Oracle user group in March. So I have added some components in this slide for this session. And we have a memory management dictionary which is introduced in A12C, that is IM underscore segments. Okay. Now come to 18C, same database server, same database file, nothing is changed, same database system file, same database instance. But in 18C, there is one component is added, but in the figure they have missed. So what is that component? All things are same. This mem optimized pool. So this component is added in 18C. This feature is actually enable the fastest lookup of data for the table that are frequently queried based on primary key column. So this feature is used for IoT application, and mem optimized row store use a memory area in the SDA, and that pool is called as mem optimized pool, that store basically the hash index of the table when you enable the fast lookup. So this feature is started from 18C, and it improves the query performance with mem optimized row store feature. Hi Ahmad, facing some internet issue, not able to hear you. Can you please share this recording after your session? Okay. Okay, so if you see 19C, same thing is there, but this figure is added here. But actually, this introduced in 18C. Got my point? Mem optimized pool. But in 19C, they have added some point in 18C component. So what is that point? All things are same, so I'm not going into that. Fast ingest. So this is feature which actually the processing of high frequency and insert purpose. In 18C it was query purpose, but from 19C you can use for insert purpose in IoT. So this fastest insert, and this optimize the process of high frequency single row data insert. Fast ingest use the large pool for buffering the insert before writing them to disk, so as to improve data insert performance. So large pool burden will increase on this way. Okay, so this feature is basically is used for fastest lookup and fastest retrieval of your data and fastest insertion, right? So that is new things happen in 19C, and in 20C nothing changed in terms of excuse me, architecture. Same. If you see this component SDA, nothing is changed. So same thing is there. Database buffer cache, large pool. Architecture wise, there is no change. Okay. So these are the things. So that's it from my side. So what we cover in this, we know 9i dynamic things started, then automatic shared memory started from 10G. So manage SG target. Then we in 11G we can store the result cache, and in 10G also we store that we transfer the data by stream pool. And in 11G we have enable automatic memory management that we learned. And in 12C whole architectural change, we can create non-CDB and CDB. And in 12C in memory column introduced that change the storage mechanism. So in 12C onwards, you can use both the mechanism row based and column based storage. And in 18C you have mem optimized pool, and in 19C you have mem optimized insert mechanism, and in 20C nothing added in terms of architecture. So this is whole about which I covered in short session. I hope you get something from my session. And what are the sources? Everyone knows Oracle Doc is the best, and multiple website. From there I took the pictures. And so thank you guys. And this is my new logo, which my friend has created for my YouTube channel. So I hope if you like my session, so just fill the feedback form for me. And any questions, guys? Please ask any questions if you want.
Um, could you please explain me about the result cache means which we
That
gone through?
that I said I will cover in detail when I covered SGA webinar, because that is very vast topic actually.
Okay, okay, fine.
So this is my feedback form. If you want, you can fill it. And any other questions? I hope whatever I covered, you revised and you get new things. So in the feedback form, you can mention. And I will upload this video if it is created after a few minutes on my YouTube channel. So you can visit again for this session. And if you like, then please subscribe and share in your circle so that other people can also get the benefit. Yeah, guys. Today audience is very silent. Why? Something happened? Or it is Sunday, that's why. Thank you, Umesh, for your feedback. Actually, feedback will improve me. If I'm doing any wrong, I can correct from your suggestion, because everyone has different thinking. So basically, I want your feedback of my improvement and also for my satisfaction. It will take 2-3 minutes, so you can fill it. Thank you, Prakash. Thank you, Naga. Actually, in lockdown period, I'm trying to help everybody so that they can revise the things, they can know new things. And for one session, it is very hard to take the PPTs and create it. Thank you, Pramod. Thank you, Ansar. So actually, it requires 10 to 15 hours to create these PPTs. To collect all version in one place in 1 hour is very tough. Yeah, almost 9i, 10G, 11G, 12C, 18C, 19C, 20C. 7 version I had covered in 1 hour, and almost 135 slides I have. And luckily I have finished in time. I can just give the path, okay, and after that you have to run, okay. So this is the diagram which you will do after my session. You have to hit the goal, okay. So that's why I have added this picture. I hope that is perfect. I am from India, and I am from Uttar Pradesh, and I am from Uttar Pradesh capital Lucknow, and I am working in Bangalore, but I visit all over the world for my uh, many things. So you are from Naga? Okay. See, now these days nobody wants to go to America, right? And I never wants to go to America. So my India is best. East or West, India is best. Yes, any questions? Okay, thank you, Danish. Feedback. Okay, Isan from Peru, welcome. So tomorrow, same time, 11 p.m. Again, I'm ready for new session. So if you have a time, do the registration for every session, and I will share the meeting link. Okay. So thank you. Good night. Good day. And good morning for wherever you are.
So thank you. This is daily sessions or is it weekend only?
I'm trying to take daily session. If I miss, I will not take, because lockdown increased. So that's why I'm planning to take daily session.
Okay. So all this session in YouTube only? You will upload?
Yes. I will upload all session, because sending everybody is very difficult task. So that's why I have this idea to launch YouTube, and 4 days back launch. So now
No,
2 videos uploaded. So you can visit my YouTube
it's a
channel,
good idea.
Oracle Right, because I am one man army, so it is very difficult to send link, send videos. So that's
Right,
why
right.
I have chosen this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. Good night.
Thanks. Good night.
So I'm closing the meeting. Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Thanks.
Thanks, Pramod. Thanks. Good night, Esan. Thanks, Ahmad. Thanks, Ranga. Good night.